Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the SpeedGaming Live Castlevania tournament for 2022. This is going to be the semi-final match between Sneck and Socrates. I'm Agent Wyvern, joined here by Dishana.
Hello, I am Dishana.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good one. Are you excited for the match?
I'm very excited for this. There's no way this is not going to be a great match. These are two of the best Castlevania runners in the world today.
Exactly, it's going to be. I'm really excited. To me, it's quite similar to almost the other semi-final in a way, where we've got one runner who's really getting really deep into the scroll glitch stuff, and then also we've got Sneck, a multiple-time world record holder. I think it's going to make a really good match in the making here.
Absolutely. As we're coming here into the castle, do we think we're going to see an early stopwatch from either of these runners?
It's difficult to say, really. Possibly. It's the thing is, if you miss that activation and you're too late, you get like a face pattern or something. It could make the rest of the race very awkward indeed.
Yeah, it's a bit of a risk here for the race one. We've got Chakra has the watch. Let's see if he goes for it.
Let's see, indeed.
Ooh. Opting not to. Probably a smart play, I'd say, in game one.
Yeah, or if he did, it wasn't the correct timing, so it
could have been early, yeah.
Yeah, it could have been a little bit early, but either way, that keeps both runners on level here, going into the first boss. Now, this is it. Will either of them get the back crit? That'll give one of them a nice 3-second lead going into level 2.
It's certainly a big advantage. I know both of these runners are quite consistent. It's a frame-perfect trick, yet somehow they get it more often than not, I'd say.
Yeah, it's quite something how much these runners can get like this back crit. It's quite something. But back up for both of them here, I do believe. So neither of them gains any ground.
Got the crit.
Actually. Oh, did Sneck get it? Ooh, I missed that. Okay, that's jolly good then. So it's a big 3-second lead for Sneck.
Yeah, pulled ahead. Here we go into level 2.
Now this is going to be an interesting level because Chakra has been warming up. I saw the Crusher skip earlier, so that if he gets that, that's I'm not sure how much Crusher skip is. But I believe is it like 9 or 10 seconds or something. It's huge.
It's
but it
pretty
requires
significant.
2 scroll glitch. Yeah, requires 2 scroll glitch blocks though, so we'll have to see if Chakra gets that or not.
And it's not just having to get 2 blocks, which is much more difficult, but also you've got the threat of the crushers if you're off on your rhythm as well. So it's kind of dangerous for a race.
Yeah, it's really scary. I could never imagine going for that. Even in runs like PB attempts, just trying to not get crushed there is terrifying enough. But Socrates is very good at the rhythm. I'm sure. Hopefully he won't be crushed. Hopefully that's not commentator's curse.
Oh, I sure hope not. Okay, so Sneck is not going for it.
No, I think Sneck has been practicing some of the later wiggles, but Chakra goes for it. Do we get any blocks moved?
He moved some blocks, but not the right ones.
He got one of the correct ones. He's got half of the trick. It's just unfortunately missing that staircase behind. Has to go as well for the full Crusher skip, which is why that one is so much trickier than some of the ones in level 5, since you require 2 blocks to be moved there. But it was a really good attempt though from Chakra, but Sneck retains that lead gained from the back crit.
He's opting not to go for the crit, just the standard kill, so maybe Chakra gets this. Oh, he gets it. It's not going to be enough to get him right back there, but that's a little bit of time gained.
Yeah, nice. I think the disc crit's usually about half a second, so there's probably, 2.5 seconds between them now at this point, something like that. It's not bad at all.
Here comes level 3. This is one when a race, your heart starts to pound a little bit, because if you die here and it's a race, you just keep going.
Yeah, it's really quite tricky. There's some backup strats you could use, but like I didn't even know there was holy water on the first screen until somebody told me after one of the races. It's going to be interesting to see, but hopefully the patterns and stuff behave fairly nicely for both runners here.
That's a nice potion there for Sneck.
Nice. Going to be on Moneybag now in the item table. Gets it off the skeleton, which puts him back onto Rosary now for the Manip in 2 screens time.
Yeah, I noticed Sneck tends to be going for the God Bridge, correct?
I do believe so, yes. It's a huge... Well, I think it's somewhere between 0.5 and a full second. I can't remember the exact time save, but it's quite nice if you can get it, certainly. When you've got 2 runners of this caliber, any small time save you can eke out is hugely important.
Exactly.
Gets the rosary manip there. Usually referred to as the potion manip, but obviously for these strats, going to be getting that lovely rosary instead.
The consistency at which I see them getting that manip is impressive.
Exactly. It's
oh no!
It's a 3-frame window, but ooh, yeah, gets hit by the bird there, 2snek. That's a little bit of a problem.
Looks like he's adjusting well.
Yep, seems to be recovering. Okay, got past the dangerous bit at least. So just have to deal with awkward mummy patterns now. Probably will go left side here.
That's a big advantage for Chakra. He can make up some time here. Oh, the mummies aren't exactly cooperating with him though.
But still, I think that has closed the gap that level a little bit. It's definitely a close race in this.
Yeah, I'd wager they're only about a second apart now.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a little bit closer. So now it's coming up to the cave skip, which is a nice 7-second time save if either runner gets it. We'll have to see indeed.
Yeah, this is one of the first big time swings of the run, really.
It's a 2-frame window that can be saved with a pause buffer. Yeah, 2snek gets it, and Chakra gets it.
So I think we're going to see a difference in run here as well. 2snek likes to go for the long whip, and Socrates does not.
Yes, I heard Chakra considering taking the long whip during these races, because it does make things a little bit safer, and does actually opt for it here as well. So I think that's a change in strategy from Chakra based from previous rounds in the tournament. Probably good. I like the long whip in all settings, but especially in a race setting like for some of the later levels, you don't want to lose because you slightly missed an enemy by a few pixels.
Oh, for sure. Socrates is getting a little hung up here in Fleeman Alley. If you're off on your rhythm, things can go sideways.
Indeed. Luckily, no dangerous axe drops or anything ruining it for either runner, which is nice. But
he's through all right. Just a few seconds lost. Yep.
I think both runners will probably attempt Frank Crit here, I think, which is about 1.5 seconds. It does cost a few seconds if you miss it, and it is kind of a tight window, but I imagine maybe they'll go for it.
Yep, 2snek opting to, but he misses.
I think it was close though. I had the right looking sort of setup, well, at least the initial pixel. And Chakra misses as well, so no time game there for Chakra. But this is going to be probably the most interesting level of the run, I would imagine here.
Yeah.
Some scroll glitches coming up. So Chakra will probably be going for stage 13 and I would guess advanced 14. Unless he opts to just go for the safer race stage 14 scroll glitch, which I believe 2snek has been practicing as well. So it'll be interesting to see who gets what here. Chakra gets stage 13. Nice.
Very nice. He was about 6 seconds behind coming into this stage, and now he is in the lead, solidly.
Yeah, it's incredible sort of time swings involved in these scroll glitches. Can make for some very exciting races. If Chakra goes for regular 14 or advanced 14 here and misses the wall block, then that could certainly level it out once again.
That's true, but if he gets it, then he's even more in command.
Yeah, that's a massive lead if he gets a double scroll glitch. Coming up here, I'm not sure I don't think Chakra's going to go for the top block here. You can remove an extra block here to do a quick drop down. I think it saves about 2.5 seconds, but you can sometimes create like a large block in the middle, which can mess up going for the other scroll glitches, so I don't think Chakra's going to go for that.
Oh, he's just going for the race save.
Okay, that's probably smart, honestly, after getting stage 13. Yep, and gets it as well. You can remove either the block that Chakra got there or the one below, and both of them will sort of work there. You can just quickly walk through, saves you going through all that staircase. Some nice stuff indeed.
2snek just going the old-fashioned way.
So it's interesting to see. We'll have to see if either of them let death through. There's still a lot of areas that can really throw this. Obviously, the big one at the end is Dracula. That can really swing massively either way.
Right, every game is actually decided at Dracula.
Exactly, yeah. We've seen this, even in this tournament, we've seen a lot of races sort of switch hands at Mr. Dracula indeed. Chakra's got the perfect amount of hearts for a nice safe death kill, should he choose so.
I think he wants to win, so it looks like he knows. He just needs to be consistent and opting for just a safe kill.
Gooseneck going for the 5 water death kill instead, so 1 less heart involved, but this is still should be fine. Yep, there we go. And so it's all going to come down to level 6. Shokra's is maintaining probably not a massive lead, but well, is it still in Dracula range? Do you think this if one of them gets a really bad Dracula fight?
If you get a bad Dracula, for sure, this is within striking range for 2Snake. If you get a 5 or a 6 pattern Dracula, you're looking at 20 plus seconds of difference versus a two cycle, which is by no means guaranteed.
A good point, and also I wonder if both of them will grab the food here, or 2Snap might skip it. It's going to be interesting. I think that's about 2 to 3 seconds, is it, grabbing the meat? So it's not a huge investment, but it can make Dracula a lot less completely terrifying. Yeah,
it'll be interesting. I wonder if either of the players is watching the restream and knows, whether or not they should take the meat, I guess.
Chakra going for the meat, which I think is a good choice here. Just if 2Snake skips it, that does shorten the lead a little bit, but makes it nice.
He skips it.
Ooh, this is going to make it a really exciting Dracula fight, because there's not that much in it here now.
So when you grab the meat, you get an extra chance at getting a crit on Dracula. And
that is true as well, yeah.
This will be interesting.
Let's see. Okay, gets the high pattern.
Misses the crit, only a frame or 2 away.
That's going to be a nice calm backup free cycle.
2Snake also misses the crit. Had the setup, misses the crit. Oh my gosh, this is coming down to Cookie.
Ooh, this is so close. Oh my goodness.
I think Chakra has this, unless he makes some sort of mistake. Alright.
Looks like it. And there we go, Socrates. Finishing with a 1143, which is, what's that RTA, about 1136 or something, and then 2Snake with an 1149, which is like an 1141. That's a really good race. Really high quality performance.
Fantastic. First game, and we have 2 solid sub-12s, like, amazing.
That's really good. Bodes well for the rest of this best of 5, I do believe.
We're going to get some good Castlevania today.
Indeed. Whew. So now, if you were either runner, would there be anything you change going into this next race, or just sort of more of the same?
With it being a best of 5, I think we'll probably see more of the same here, and then if 2Snake takes the next game off of Chakra, then we might see a little bit more risky. I don't know. Chakra going for the 14 and getting it was like the swing of the race, and that one's pretty risky.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the big decision. Will Chakra move to advanced 14? I think the thing is, with those sort of times that both runners posted, that those times are good enough to win like most races. Like all it takes is a couple mistakes from the other runner, and that time will like win. So I feel like they'll probably, at least for the next race, both stick to the same sort of strategy. I agree with you.
It's funny because you really think about like what are these players going to do, and you think about how just solid and consistent they are at basically every aspect of the games. Like what else can they do? They're already playing at the top level.
Exactly. Yeah, they're already posting these sort of times. What much more could they really do? I mean, obviously, if Chakra can nail even like the Crusher skip in level 2 or something, that's a big swing as well. But yeah, I think both runners have got to be pretty happy with that first performance, really. There was no major mistakes, you would say. I think 2Snake had a little bit of a problem on the level 3 bridge, but recovered really nicely. Yeah, and it was just a really solid race all round.
Yeah, the most mistakes you could call out are minor knockbacks, and if that's all you have in a run, you're happy with it. Exactly.
In a no reset environment like a race, that just small mistakes like that are definitely acceptable. Looks like we're going to be getting into the next race here very quickly.
It looks like the countdown has begun.
Indeed. So really, hopefully we can have another really close race. I mean, if all races are like that first one, that's going to be a really exciting series here.
All right, here we go.
Jolly good. Let's see what sort of we have before us this time. What sort of race week we're going to have. See if we get any early watches or any early activations. Because I mean, Shocker did get it last time.
And Shocker has it again.
Now I guess we'll see if it was a missed stopwatch last time or if he just didn't go for it. In terms of the frame perfect activation to get a slightly about a I think it's 3.4 maybe second save on an earlier bat boost. It's just slightly more of a time save than bat crit, I do believe.
Yeah, but then you're looking at 7+ seconds swing in the other direction if you miss it, so the risk is real.
And it looks like Chakra didn't go for it there.
Yeah, we are still neck and neck here.
Interestingly moves the item table again, so I think we may have missed like a holy water or something, because I saw there was a money bag drop there, and usually slot 2 is a holy water, so
yeah, he must have
just readjusted.
That's smart thinking, because if you don't move the item table, you do want to keep on that item, but if you are on holy water, you want to do that exact thing he did.
Good point, because I think that now would put Chakra on for level 3 first rosary, I think. And oh my goodness,
that I think it's going to matter here. Two-Snack got the crit, and that bat did not cooperate with Chakra there at all. That was a huge time swing.
Indeed. Chakra's probably gonna hope for either a mistake from Two-Snack or some big scroll glitches in the upcoming levels here.
Yeah, that's a painful blow, but this is Castlevania 1. The game is not over until Dracula is dead, so let's see how this goes.
Exactly, lots of potential for some big time swings in either direction. I mean, if there's ever a time for Chakra to get a Crusher skip, this would be a jolly good one.
You got half of the trick last time, so I'm hopeful we'll see it.
Yeah, it's very tricky, but like Socrates is absolutely one of the best at it, along with like Trisk and JC. So if anyone can do it, I think Chakra can. Two-Snack are now entering the Crusher room. Obviously, we'll be taking it nice and safe, just trying to maintain that lead. Here we go with Chakra. To keep that rhythm.
Unfortunate.
Oh, gets half of it again. The same half. The first 4 wiggles, I guess, must have moved that block, but unfortunately, the second half of the wiggles there were not enough for the second scroll glitch, or second tile, I should say.
Oh, Two-Snack goes for the crit and misses. It's not the end of the world, but he's out of holy water. This actually could be a big swing for Chakra.
Oh my goodness, that put Chakra right back in it. There must have been a slight miscalculation on the heart count there. Or at least, well, I suppose if the crit had landed, maybe not, but yeah, that's interesting.
Chakra gets the crit.
Planned? Yeah, and Chakra gets. Do you think Two-Snack always planned on going for the crit there, or just sort of noticed at the last second the heart count and then decided to go for it?
It looked to me like he was going for it and just mistimed it.
Entering level 3 really close now. That's interesting. Level 2 kind of evened it out quite a bit.
Yeah, like you called out, Chakra needs to hope that Two-Snack makes a mistake, and that was one right there.
Of getting solid fast Fleeman boosts. This second screen, it's always really scary to see it played like this aggressively. Like there were safer strats here involving like clunks and standing whips and stuff, but both runners here just sort of going full throttle on it and doing really well.
Yeah, it's terrifying to take that room like that.
It is, especially in a race. All it would take is one really awkward pattern, and suddenly all the birds start hitting you and whatnot. So now we'll see if that item table readjustment from Chakra earlier should help. I do believe he's on first rosary, but we probably are about to find out. Two-Snack also getting the rosary. Rosary from Chakra. That should align them both up nicely for the God Bridge.
So, God Bridge, for those who aren't aware, is you are attempting to manipulate the item table to drop you invincibility and rosaries. You can just walk through the entirety of the bridge without really worrying about the enemies. It's very difficult to do. Both players have screwed up here a little bit and are off pattern.
Both encountering issues. Snack did crit a bone pillar though, which is kind of cool. But yeah, both having a few issues there on the bridge.
So good patterns, good mummy there for Snack.
Yep, heart counts is seemingly good. Chakra should be alright here. Oh. Yep, still gets them in the end. So I think that was probably slightly bigger of a mistakes from Chakra than Snack on the bridge there. It looks like that. I think Snack may have gained a little bit more time off that.
Yeah,
not by much though.
Snack's about 6 seconds ahead now.
Mm.
So that means if he misses the cave skip and Chakra gets it, then Chakra will actually be slightly ahead. Let's see how this plays out.
Both of them get it. Snack, I do believe that looked like it. Yep, gets it. And Chakra too, from the looks of it, from that activation. The idea is to use that the fishman above that candle to try as a good visual cue. You either want his feet like just above the flame, or just like kind of like within 1 or 2 pixels, and that tells you if you've gotten the cave skip. Both runners also opting for long whip, which I like to see.
Yeah, it's a lot more consistent to have the long whip in a race. For a PB attempt, I understand the short whip, but I'm glad to see Chakra, changing it out to the long whip. I think it's a good play.
I think the area that really makes me think of the long whip being important is the skeleton in stage 17, where you're taking a boost up to that top level, and then I've noticed so many times in like watching all these runners that with short whip, if that skeleton wants to run away a bit, it often misses, and that can really cause a lot of problems. So long whip kind of makes that much less of an issue.
Right, that's a pretty vital room as well. Good Fleeman Alley from both the runners here. Do you think Tuesday? Yep, he's going for the crit again. Oh, he misses it though.
Ooh. Not sure what happened there. It's almost like Frank's sprite almost glitched out for a moment, at least it looked like. Ooh. Yeah, I saw the 1 HP of Snack there and got very, very worried.
Chakra picks up the crit and is now only maybe a second behind.
Yeah, it's another really close one again. This is the big level. Let's see if Chakra can get another stage 13 scroll glitch or any of the others.
Oh, I think he got 13.
Yep. They were some good wiggles indeed, like a really good rhythm. Ooh, just get hit by a skeleton though, so I do believe he's going to probably pick up the meat now, which is just a half-second loss, but obviously still a massive time save overall, and still a very sizable lead now.
It can't be overstated how important 13 can be. We've now seen 2 races in a row where it's been close, and Chakra just pulls ahead right there.
I have to imagine he's just going to go for the race strat in stage 14, and I can't imagine he's going to go for the advanced 14 here.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't fix what's not broken and all that. Still within striking distance over on if just it will take us 1 or 2 mistakes and suddenly the gap is closed again.
Oh, Chakra is going for some sort of scroll glitch here.
Oh, going for advanced from the looks of it, going for the pixel setups on both.
He got it.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty good. That is a huge risk. Like as much as I was just saying that, I wouldn't personally want to take that risk. That's a huge reward. That's about well, the wall is about 7 seconds and the ceiling is about another 6 seconds. So that is a massive lead for Chakra.
It's huge. He's already walking up to death, and Snack is only walking into the room under him.
Yeah, just entering stage 15 now. That's it. So now it's Snack's probably going to have to hope Chakra makes a mistake on Dracula perhaps, or has some sort of issue in level 6.
It's not over till it's over, but
exactly.
Chakra has to be feeling pretty comfortable right now.
Yeah, I mean, when you nail those tricks in a run, like in any setting, especially in a race, it just feels amazing, because you never know. Like you can't quite tell sometimes. Sometimes you may think the rhythm's good, but you get nothing. But when you see those blocks have disappeared, it's just a really good feeling.
What a comeback.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Like if things were looking, oh, two step
Two-step
letting
let.
death escape.
That could have been scary, but he adjusts.
Dealt with it well. Dealt with it well. Chakra just making his way across the bridge. Hopefully, no accidents on the bridge here. No, nothing goes wrong. I hope. There is another scroll glitch actually in stage 17 here, but I don't think anyone has gone for it all tournament. Understandably, it's a massive risk. It's as difficult, if not harder, than the Crusher skip. And when you're this far in a race, it's not something you're going to want to particularly risk. Yep, Shocker even grabs the safety meat again there. Good call.
Yeah, he's just wanting to take the W here.
I wonder with this much of a gap, but would it be better if almost 2-Snek just guaranteed like a Dracula kill by getting safety meat and then maybe hope Chakra dies on Dracula perhaps, or just sort of skip it and go for it regardless?
I think that he probably ought to have from a game sense, but I think he's just made the decision now. He's just not going to go for the meat.
I mean, 2-Snek's so good at Dracula as well. That's understandable.
Just misses the crit there.
Yep. Slight miss of the crit, but that should be fine. Can still turn this into a 5 cycle. Yep, definitely. Can be a good quick 5 cycle as well.
And assuming nothing goes wrong with Cookie Monster, I think Shocker has got game 2 in the bag.
I know, some really good play all around, but especially in level 5 there, getting stage 13 and then advanced 14 as well.
GG to Chakra, and GG to 2-Snek. He's been playing really well too.
Yeah, it's been really good all around. Just Chakra's just managed to get out those scroll glitches and have made the difference really in both races so far.
Doing a machine gun kill here on Cookie Monster, and 2-Snek will bring this one in.
Nice, so another sub 12 minute run from Chakra, and I believe RTA, that's also very close to sub 12 minutes from 2-Snek as well, so still some solid runs all around. Just a few small things going wrong in sort of level 3 and on Frankenstein and stuff.
Yeah, that was right about 12, just a couple seconds over, which is a solid run for a race. Mm-hmm. I think we might see maybe a little bit... 2-Snek looked like maybe the nerves were getting to him at the end of there. He took a couple of hits from Dracula. So...
Yeah, I think that probably just trust in the muscle memory, I guess, and see if that can see if Chakra makes any mistakes in the next run. I mean, when Chakra gets like 3 scroll glitches like that in level 5, like that's a good enough level 5 for a PB attempt. Like that's really that's incredible. It's kind of hard to match that without the scroll glitches in that case. I mean, if Chakra had missed that, like I was really worried when Chakra went for the stage 14 there. If Chakra had missed that, that would have cost about 7 seconds. But instead saved about 14.
There's really not much you can do against that, that's true. I don't know how much 2-Snek has practiced the level 5 scroll glitches, but do you think maybe we'll see him go for them beyond just the one at the very end?
It's possible. I mean, I don't believe 2-Snek's hit the race stage 14 in one of the races yet. At least not that I remember in the first 2. So he might not feel confident enough to go for any of the others. I'm not sure how much he's practiced the others. Possibly. I mean, I guess depending on where the race is by that point in level 5.
Good point. Shocker taking an early knockback here, and 2-Snek getting the early watch.
I often wonder, like, sometimes I know from doing races, getting like something going wrong, even if it's only a very small thing time-wise in level 1, it kind of throws you off for like the rest of the race sometimes. You can kind of get in your own head a little bit.
For sure, this stage definitely sets the tone, like this bat boost coming up here. If you miss this, you start to panic a little bit.
Will 2-Snek go for the activation? Will he get it? Oh, that looked good.
Got the activation, but he missed the jump into the bat.
I actually was that slightly was that the face bat pattern? I'm not sure. It looked very high.
Yeah, he might have been maybe a frame too late, actually.
Yeah, it's a real. It's still fine though. Readjusted there very well. I would have probably been screaming and crying by this point.
Oh, Chakra misses the crit, and Two Snek gets it, so he's pulling out ahead.
Nice. Really good start from Two Snek. At least the bat didn't escape this time for Chakra as well, so that's good. Still keeps the race nice and close going into level 2.
Yeah, that's a very good point. With that bat being the way it was in that race for Chakra to win, you wouldn't have thought it coming out of level 1.
And I wonder if that's partly the reason why Chakra went for Advanced 14 in that race, because of how wrong the bat fight in level 1 went. Chakra 14 might have needed all the time he could get.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we're pretty close here in level 2. We'll see if Chakra gets the Crusher glitch. He's gotten it halfway both games now.
Yeah, the same block as well.
So I think we're probably going to see him go for it. Hopefully we see him get it.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to see in a race. I believe he got one in the race against me, so it's definitely possible. That would definitely put Chakra in a jolly good lead.
Did it work?
Rhythm looked a little bit off. Got the first block again. I think the second half of the rhythm there might have failed, but half of it in all the races. That's so tantalizingly close there from Chakra.
Yeah, the nice thing about that, as long as you don't get crushed, you're really not losing that much time doing the wiggles.
Yeah, especially on that one as well. Like that one and stage 13 both don't cost that much time. Two Snek missing Medusa crit. Chakra getting it. That narrows the gap a little.
This is just so fun to see. These players just trading time back and forth like this every race, like every level.
Yeah, it's super exciting, and just and that's why I like the scroll glitches as well in a race setting, because you never know, like someone could be like behind and then get a scroll glitch, or they could be ahead and then miss it and then fall behind a little bit. I mean, like stage 13, the Crusher skip, and the race stage 14 are all very minimal time losses to go for if you miss. Regular stage 14 and stage 17 are the ones are a bit more risky to go for in a race setting, maybe. But Chakra's been on point with them so far.
Chakra's ability to read this screen in particular, he goes for such an aggressive strat as we were talking about, and he adjusted at a different pattern this game than last, and just not skipping a beat. Can read it, get through it.
That screen was really scary for Two Snek there. Got a potion drop, which meant that if Two Snek had thrown the holy water and gone for the axe there, he would have got big item rolled, meaning that axe would have turned into a heart. But luckily, Two Snek caught on to that quickly enough and waited and was able to get the axe, and now Chakra getting the potion manip.
Yeah, it was really good read from Two Snek as well, but unfortunately, he got the item manipulation there for the that bone pillar, but it had become a bag because of that drop. So it's always annoying when a potion drops early in the level at just the wrong time, throws everything off a bit. Snek getting all the items here now, making for a very quick bridge. Still very close here. Great pattern for Chakra there, and clean it up nice for Two Snek. So this will come. Let's see how Cave Skip goes. Maybe we can have a little bit of a time swing.
Again, yeah, I think Chakra took the lead there, unfortunately because of that potion drop. But really, still a lot of solid stuff though across the rest of the level from both runners. As you said, Cave Skip's going to be an important moment. I don't think we've had any misses of Cave Skip by either runner so far.
No, we haven't. These guys are so consistent at it. It's very impressive. I mean, they eventually do get pretty good at it. Looks like it's good for Chakra there.
Yeah.
but it's a couple of frame window multiple times, so it's by no means free. These runners are just very good.
Very, very consistent. It's very impressive indeed. I know there's been a lot of issues with like Frank crit this in these races. I wonder if both runners are going to go for it again.
I think so. The time loss is minimal enough that I feel personally it's worth going every time.
Mm. And I don't think any race has been decided by like a small enough time of a Frank crit up to now anyway. We'll have to see how close this one ends up being.
Very nice Fleeman Alley from both runners.
Indeed, not too many heart drops or no annoying enemies or anything.
I like both players going for the buffer there. Shocker went for a whip and Tusnek for a holy water, but rather than the pause.
Mm. Yeah, I can never get the hang of it. I just stick to pressing the start button a couple times and hoping for the best.
Both players going for and missing the crit again. This Frankenstein's monster has not cooperated.
I forget the frame window. I can't. I think there were some setups that are frame perfect, and then I think there's a couple that might be 2 frame windows. But it's more precise than most of the Medusa crit setups. Like some Medusa crit setups, you can get into 7 frame windows. I think the one Chakra's been doing has been a 2 frame window, if I'm remembering correctly. But we're entering level 5 now, and once again, the important level.
Chakra wiggling looks not good.
Slightly off. I think the rhythm was a little bit off that time. I think the failed initial setup threw him off a bit there.
So this is the first time today that Tusnek has had the lead going into 13.
Yeah. So now, I think Chakra's going to go for advanced again now. I think to try and regain a solid lead.
I'm kind of hoping that he does, and he doesn't go for it, so we can get Tusnek a win, and we can play some more Castlevania.
Oh yes, the more Castlevania, the better. Yeah, it's very easy to miss just one of these blocks, which is why it's a little bit scary in a race setting. But we'll have to see.
They are synced up
Wow,
to the frame
that's
right
incredible.
now.
Considering all the back and forth in this race to be synced up like exactly pretty much, that is quite incredible. Well, it's gonna change rather dramatically one way or the other here. It looks like. Oh, okay. Chakra changing tactics there and just went for regular stage 14 instead of the advanced. That's less of a time commitment than going for the advanced. So I kind of like that, but unfortunately missed it and then misses the backup as well.
It's not like an incredible time loss because he didn't go for the advance, but this definitely gives Tusnek a bit more breathing room.
It's definitely a solid 4 or 5 seconds, probably at least.
Opting to take the hit.
Yep, that is slightly faster. You can do a holy water throw there to get through that bone pillar undamaged. I forget now. I think it might be a 2 or 3 frame window, but it's actually slower.
2 to
2
4.
frames, okay. Yeah, it is slightly slower though if you actually have the health to take the boost, which both Tusnek and Chakra do.
Tusnek let death go, but recovered really well last time. It looks... Oh, that was a scary holy water. But he kills it nicely. Looks like Chakra's going for the fast kill. Nice. It's not that much faster, but, every second counts at this point.
Exactly, trying to make up the difference here, because we are still in Dracula range one way or the other. I mean, we saw in the last race, I think, was it Tusnek had a bit of a problem with Dracula at the end there.
Yeah, he got hit by him in phase 1 when he didn't want to, so hopefully he can get this one a little bit cleaner.
Hopefully no mistakes for either runner on the way to Dracula. It has been known to happen certainly in stage 17, as with the way some of the skeletons can behave.
Yeah, 17 is always scary to me because it's like one little mistake and your previous 10 minutes of run are out the window.
Yeah, and especially because we don't fully understand how all the skeletons in the game work. There's a way to manipulate a couple of them, but most of them kind of behave in a way that no one quite understands.
So both players skipped the meat. Chakra didn't do a stopwatch activation, so he's going to have a hard advantage.
Mm-hmm. Did a nice sort of turnaround crouch there to manipulate the Fleeman pattern. Very impressive indeed. Going to come down to Dracula. So close once again.
So this, I think, comes down to if either of them gets a 2-cycle. Oh, no, 2-Snack is not trying for a 2-cycle.
Well, off that pattern, you'd have to do a 10-frame pause buffer, and that's really risky in a race, but still looks like it's going to get a nice 5-cycle here. As is Chakra. I believe 2-Snack's just in the lead.
Yeah, barring any major, catastrophes, I think 2-Snack has got this one.
But once again, coming down both on Cookie Monster at the same time, that's so awesome.
Fantastic.
Wow, that's within a couple seconds of each other here. I believe 2-Snack on 12:09, Chakra on 12:11. Oh my goodness. That's to be that close at the end with all the different variation in the race is quite something. Big GGs there. So it's going to be 2-1 now. Oh, Chakra just needs to win one more. 2-Snack needs 2 more. I'll have to see now. Now then, if you were Chakra and 2-Snack, what any adjustments after that one?
Yeah, I don't know. Chakra, I think he made a really smart adjustment there on 14, just trying to go for the single block, not doing the ceiling one. So unless he makes some major plays, I think we'll probably see that again, a repeat in 14.
It'd be interesting to know what made Chakra go for the advanced in the second race, where he arguably really didn't need it, as opposed to going for just the regular stage 14 in the third race here. So that's an interesting strategy change. We'll have to see, as you say, what will happen in the in this final race if he'll just stick with that. And another solid race from 2-Snack as well. Jolly good stuff as well. Again, I think level 3 on the bridge has caused problems, I think, for both runners really today. But overall, only really small mistakes, nothing too major.
No, I've been very impressed with the fact that we haven't seen any deaths on the bridge, considering that quite a few times their plans have gone awry, and they just adjust and keep going. Like, it speaks to the level of skill they have.
Exactly, like when that goes off the rails, if you don't almost have that instinctual knowledge of how all the enemies are behaving around you, it can just go really badly wrong when you mistime fireballs and the birds, and if you don't get the cross throws right to try and recover. But both runners have handled it really expertly today.
I think we are all lucky to be able to see this level of play in this game. Like the optimizations, a couple of years ago, to see these sorts of times was unthinkable. I mean, obviously scroll glitches are a huge part of that, but they're so new, and to see like how it's changing the race scene, it's very awesome.
I think it's exciting because like when the scroll glitch was first discovered, like you didn't really see them in those sort of initial races around that time as much. Or if someone did hit one, it was a really huge deal in the sense that you didn't see it that often. But now, like so many runners like Trisk, Socrates, Retro Dismas, Toriak have all been hitting them in this tournament, and it's led to some really exciting time saves.
And to piggyback off that, 2-Snack is only going for 1, and it's one that has a barest minimum sort of penalty if you miss it, and he's still keeping up, and he's in the semifinals against Socrates and competing with taking a game now. It's very, very impressive. His just fundamental skill level at this game.
Exactly. 2-Snack's one of like the greatest Castlevania players of all time. It's a multiple-time world record holder. Just is so good at like the sort of little details in this game to sort of pick up and save time, and it really can add up over the course of a race, and with that consistency built up. Looks like Chakra just doing a bit of Dracula practice here, understandable. The scariest part of a race, certainly.
Yeah, I think the runners are taking a quick little break, which is very fair.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
a short run, but it's so full of so many precise tricks that like it mentally will wear you down pretty quickly.
Yeah, very, very much so. Sometimes you just need just a moment just to sort of readjust, collect oneself, and prepare for the next race.
It's always entertaining to me to watch Socrates do the Dracula practice because it's one thing in practice versus a race. I don't think we've seen any 2 cycles, but like he gets them in practice a 2 cycle pretty often. It's very fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I've never even done a 2 cycle in practice. To see like runners able to hit them in races and stuff is quite something. I mean, every race has been super exciting so far. I'm excited to see what this one will bring. It looks like we are just about to get started here. Looks like.
If the previous races are any indication, this one is going to be very entertaining.
Yeah, and I think it's really going to be interesting to see any strategy adjustments again, especially with regards to the scroll glitches. It's going to be very interesting to see the decisions made.
Again, not to repeat myself too much, but the fact is that when it comes down to a lot of decision making in this game in a race, it used to be like, do you grab the meat at Dracula or not? Do you get long whip or short whip? And that was about it. And now there's all these scroll glitches to think about and to add into your repertoire. And Two Snack is just, I'm just going to race really, really fast.
I mean, and there's also the decisions about like the other boss crits, like Medusa crit we've seen and Frank crit we've seen attempted. Like even that a few years ago wasn't really on the menu, even in like world record until that was eventually brought in. So now to have that as another element of strategy and decision making within the races as well. Chakra getting an early watch, and again, I don't believe we've seen anyone go for the activation. I think we've seen 3 early watches so far between the runners, and none of them have gone for it, or have all been too early on it, which probably is unlikely.
I think Two Snack got it, but he tried and was late last
Oh,
game.
sorry, yes, yeah, that's right.
Chakra's, I think, opting not to go for it and just take the backup.
Makes sense. Going for the nice consistent bat boost setup as well. I believe Two Snack made a tutorial on that setup as well, interestingly.
I don't think Socrates has had a whole lot of luck with the bat crit. Maybe we will see one here.
It's always a nice feeling to start the race off with that. Just gives you that sort of nice confidence boost that if I'm nailing the frame perfect trick, then maybe some of the other stuff will go right as well. Two Snack getting it, Chakra missing it and having to go for the backup again.
If I'm not mistaken, that's 4 for 4 for Two Snack. If it's not, it's 3 for 4.
That's some impressive consistency, certainly. Oh my goodness. Gives him a nice solid lead to start off here.
Same old story.
That does blow my mind, though.
We've got Two Snack a little bit ahead coming into level 2, and we'll see if the Crusher glitch can be done to pull ahead. Oh, got a knockback there by Chakra.
Because speaking of consistency, I think Chakra's had that first block in the Crusher skip in every race so far, so it's basically halfway there. Just needs the second half of that rhythm, I think, just to hold together to get the full thing. That'd be amazing sort of crescendo to it, if finally get the full thing now. Going for nice standard Medusa boosts, understandable. Alright, here we go. Let's see if Chakra gets it. I'm not sure about that rhythm. It's the first half again.
That's absurd.
I mean, that's consistency. I mean, that's just getting that is the equivalent of, say, getting like stage 13 in level 5 4 times in a row. Like it's just a shame the second half hasn't quite worked. I mean, that's so close though. That is so close. I mean, all it takes is just one of those 8 wiggles to be slightly wrong, and that can ruin the whole thing.
Oh, Shocker goes for the crit and misses it.
Ooh.
2snek opted for just the standard kill, and that's paying off.
Yeah, Shocker's been really good at that today. I believe that setup is like a 2-frame Medusa crit. There are safer like 7-frame window Medusa crits, but Shocker's been pretty good at that. And I think that is that the first time Shocker's missed it.
I think so. A fast Fleeman boost here from 2snek.
Indeed. So, hopefully the second screen doesn't cause any problems. I think it's been fairly nice today, other than that one potion drop that 2snek. Oh dear, I should have kept my mouth closed. Oh dear. Okay, recovered well.
Shocker gets a potion there.
Nice. We'll need a money bag here, hopefully. Oh, misses the money bag off the skeleton. He has 1 heart, so I imagine he has an extra heart than he needs. So I imagine he'll go for the money bag manip off a Medusa head, possibly.
Looked like he tried and missed it.
Mm.
Oh, and that caused Richard to be a little bit mean there.
Yeah.
2snek gets the potion.
Nice. That's a nice little bit time save as well.
Oh no!
Oh!
Shocker is going for the... It's only like a 2-frame window you've got on the other side of that pillar, and he just walks off.
That's really unfortunate. I mean, the safer strat there, I suppose, is you can, even if you make the jump, you can walk left into the bone pillar to still get safely boosted across. But I mean, it's one of those where you might hit it, you might be really consistent on it all the time, and you don't feel the need to ever really risk or need to play it safer. It's just one of those ones that can, unfortunately, go wrong every now and then.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate. I think I'm not sure what Shockertease's thought process there was, but I think you pretty much always want to just, like you were saying, walk back into that pillar. It's guaranteed to get you across, and it's very minimal time loss. 2snek kills the mummies with a great pattern, and he's off to a huge lead.
Yeah, that's massive.
Shockertease also
leads change, but
he got big item ruled, and he lost the cross the first time that he was trying to grab it, so he had to go up into this next screen and back down.
Oh no! Yeah, that's going to really add up. I mean, it's never over till it's over. Not with all the scroll glitches and also Dracula and whatnot, but that is certainly 2snek's got to be feeling good about that.
For sure. He nails the cave skip, like pretty much always. I think, yeah, every time this match, every single one.
That's quite something. Hey, Chakra gets a really nice Triforce there. That's some style points right there. That's got to count for something. That's really nice.
That certainly does.
Do snack off to a good start, Fleeman Alley.
Beautifully done. He's coming away with a perfect amount of hearts as well as a flawless Fleeman Alley.
And the benefit of getting that potion meant that 2snek was nowhere near any dangerous axe drops or anything like that.
Shockertease was a little off on the long whip cave skip.
Yeah, that's really tricky to handle. It's because it basically means that I think it's like it turns it into frame perfect because you can accidentally whip that bat, which makes it a bit of an issue. Like that bat was high enough for a standard sort of cave skip, but unfortunately not a long whip one. 2snek getting the Frank crit as well.
No, it looked like he missed it again. I don't think we've seen a Frank crit all day.
Oh dear. Well, I mean, it's a really difficult trick to hit. It's as you said earlier, it's not a massive time loss to miss it.
Shocker getting a little bit off rhythm here in Fleeman Alley.
Not too bad though. Not
no,
too much.
No axe drops. That's what we can say.
Anytime a Fleeman Alley doesn't have an axe drop, that's a win in my book. 2snek just making good solid progress in level 5. Chakra coming up to Frank.
Just opting for a normal kill. Smart.
Yeah. Especially, I feel like from experience, if things kind of go wrong earlier in the race, sometimes you just kind of want to skip small, precise tricks because depending on where your confidence is at.
Tusnik attempted to go for the task meet there, and he was just a frame away from it.
It's a really impressive sort of trick to get, if you can. Doesn't make too much difference time-wise, but it's always nice. I mean, that's the sort of thing you can see, like Tusnek having experience going for those sort of world records, where stuff like that was like before scroll glitch at the time, where that sort of level of optimization was hugely important. Oh, Tusnek getting it! The race wiggles the first time.
Solidly in the lead, and he just keeps putting on the time.
That's got to feel good in such an important sort of race and moment as well.
Chakra gets the task meet.
Oh, let's go. Now then, what will we see in terms of stage 14? I mean, it's still going to be a massive lead for Tusnek, I think, even if Chakra gets everything here, but it would certainly help narrow the gap to maybe a Dracula death, or in range of a Dracula death, maybe.
Looks like he's going for the advance.
That looked good.
Oh, he gets the first half, but doesn't get the second.
Oh, that's really annoying when that happens. It's like you see the top block open, you have hope, and then the second one, and again, doesn't quite work. That's really unfortunate for Chakra. Tusnek now in a very commanding lead.
Doesn't get the backup either. Yeah, I think, barring Dracula going catastrophically wrong, this is going to be another win for Tusnek, and we're going to get a 5th game.
Wow, going all the way to game 5. I mean, that just shows you the quality of both of these runners. Well, I shouldn't speak too soon, but as you said, it's a very significant lead here. But let's see how it progresses.
I mean, there's always death too. Socrates is very consistent with it, but you dying on death, not good.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a death crit attempt. For anyone unaware, you can crit death in the same way you can crit some of the other bosses, but it's very risky and only saves half a second, so unlikely to be seen.
For the first time in this day's races, Tusnek opted to go for the meat. I think he knows he's ahead by a pretty solid lead.
Yeah, that's a really smart decision there. Don't want to risk anything with Dracula. Even if you can't get a 2-cycle or a 3-cycle, you just want to make sure that fight just goes as smoothly as possible. There's no deaths at least. Let's see how Tusnek does. Gets the fast pattern again.
And a little bit late there on his hit for the crit, but I think we're going to see a pretty fast kill.
Still looks like a 5-cycle. If after those first cycles, if you see Dracula on 4 bars of health there, that means he's within 5-cycle range. Nicely done by Tusnek. Going on to Cookie.
He's trying for some Tyson whips for the swag. I dig it.
Yeah, I forget how many of those you need for it to technically be faster. Like I can't remember how many of those you're allowed to miss, but if you get all of them, it's like a second time save, I believe. And really good time by Tusnek. Another sub 12-minute run.
What a great run! That was a fantastic run by Tusnek. I mean, Socrates, had some unfortunate problems, but that was a commanding run by Tusnek.
Yeah, that was really well done. Just really good consistency across the board there. And we are heading into a game 5. That's so exciting. All on the line now. And I think Socrates probably just seeing that Tusnek's got that time is just forfeiting here before Dracula. Or after that. So then, I wonder like what's going to change this time.
Opting for a DNF, so we're going into game 5. I mean, I don't really see what more either player can do. They're pulling out all the stops every single race.
Yeah, I think Tusnek just got to keep playing like that and just have to see what Chakra gets on the scroll glitches and if there's any other major deaths or mistakes. Level 3's been a bit of a concerning level today. Like, there's been small mistakes on the bridge, and then unfortunately that huge death for Socrates on the potion manip screen.
Yeah, level 3, I mean, for anybody who starts to learn the speedrun, inevitably there's always the, oh god, I've hit level 3, what do I do moment.
It's definitely the sort of biggest learning curve for new runners, definitely. And I mean, even throughout this tournament, filled with very experienced runners, like level 3, I think has been a pretty consistent thorn in everyone's sides in this particular tournament.
We've got this stage 7 here, which again we've talked about it all day. That both runners are taking it. Like there are safety strats to make sure that the patterns are fairly consistent. They're opting not to do that and just YOLO through, and rarely making mistakes on it. And then you've got the bridge itself, which both runners are attempting to do like multiple frame accurate tricks to get these items to drop, and they're having some difficulty with it because it's so difficult, but they feel so confident in their skills to just go for it in a race, and I love to see it.
And I mean, I suppose it's also a lot of these tricks are what the muscle memory's been built up with during PB attempts and stuff. It's what you've done thousands of times potentially, trying to get the personal best. So you don't want to sometimes maybe take safety strats that you're not as used to, and you could end up making more mistakes with them.
That's a very good point. These two in particular run at such a high level that like the riskier strats are in a way safer for them because they're more used to them.
Exactly. Well, it looks like we're getting into our last race here, all the way down to game 5. Both runners, I'm sure this is going to be most good indeed.
I don't envy either of them. I'm sure there's a bit of stress heading into this last game.
There's an element of pressure. I mean, I think I'd probably be feeling better if I was 2-snack at the moment. Obviously, coming from from that position and making it from 2-0 down to 2-2 here, and obviously from Chakra's point of view, let that 2-point gap, that 2-point lead slip a little bit. But they've just got to keep calm and hopefully get some solid performances here in the last run.
Yeah, either way, we're in for some solid Castlevania.
Indeed. Doesn't look like there's will be any early watchers.
Gets one.
Dude gets one. I mean, he did go for it earlier, as you said. So I wonder if we'll see it again. That'd be a really nice sort of early lead. Chooses
not to. I think that's the smart decision.
Definitely, you don't want anything to go off the rails in the important 5th race.
Oh no! Okay, Socrates misses the bat. Anybody who's raced this game knows this position, and oh my gosh, you hate to see it.
Oh no, that's 14 seconds. It's okay, gets it the 3rd time. Certainly not out of it. I think maybe possibly some of the nerves of the game 5 sort of coming in a little bit there. But I mean, that happens to everyone. Everyone that's ever raced this game has missed bat boost multiple times in races. It's just something that happens.
So 2-snack did not get the crit for the first time today, and we're seeing Chakra go for the axe strats.
So axe strats are still pretty quick. There's not a massive time loss, but yeah, nicely done by Chakra as well. That was a well practiced backup there. Considering that's not something you'd go for in PB attempts, to still have it that well drilled to get it that quickly in practice is nice.
So I think it's unfortunate for us because that means he's not going to be able to go for the Crusher skip. And we're not going to be able to see. I mean, he went 4 for 4 getting the first half. I really wanted to see him get it this time.
Yeah, unfortunate there. So that's also means that this really not going to be able to use it to close the gap at all either. So I think from Chakra's point of view, he's just got to try and get a solid rest of the run together, get to level 5, and then just hope the wiggle rhythms holds up to get as many of the scroll glitches as possible, I think.
I mean, we've seen him get the advanced 14 already in a race today, so anything
along with stage 13 in the same run as well.
Two-Snack in a pretty solid lead here. He's walking up to Medusa, and we're going to see a non-stopwatch Crusher room.
Let's see. See if Chakra knows the strat. Does the whip buffer. That's good. That's a really good backup strat. Nice, very useful for whip-only runs. So now back on script. Got the holy water, should get the double here, and then hopefully things come back together again. So a sizable lead for Two-Snack, but certainly not over.
Let's see if we get a Medusa crit. This could give a couple of seconds back to Chakra. Looks like he's just opting for the standard kill.
Understandable. I think after that like level 1 and maybe that start of level 2 there, just want to sort of settle things down. Don't want to risk sort of missing any more like crits or anything. Just make the run a bit more solid and just try and get to level 5 without any more sort of things going wrong, hopefully.
Oh, Two-Snack takes a hit on this room. Oh, it takes another one. This is what I've been saying. There are safer ways to take this room.
Oh, there's enemies everywhere.
Oh my gosh, Two-Snack. It's gonna give me a heart attack.
I need to lie down. That was really scary. I mean, there was a point there where Simon was just surrounded by about four enemies there. That was really scary.
So Socrates got a potion, and he got the item manip on the Richard there. And
that's probably the fastest you can do that room.
Nice potion for Two-Snack.
Nice stuff indeed.
Okay,
the gap has certainly narrowed a bit now. The quality of Chakra's start to this level has been really high, and certainly closed the gap after those few sort of unfortunate knockbacks Two-Snack took. Two-Snack got a money bag drop. Right?
I think he's doing a modified Ouija bridge.
Yeah, it looks like the same setup of losing exactly. I believe it's 66 frames, so you can get a consistent mummy pattern. This is like, for any new runners, that's like the first strat. Pretty much almost every Castlevania runner would recommend to learn is the Ouija bridge strat there, just to get it nice consistently across what is normally one of the most scary, dangerous screens in the game.
Chakra opting for it as well. It's very consistent. I'm glad to see both of the runners doing that here in the last game. They just need to get through.
And especially with all the problems, I think some going for God Bridge has caused, having just nice, safe Ouija bridges is what's needed there. Let's see if Cave Skip causes any... See, because I think still no missed Cave Skips yet. Hopefully I've not cursed that.
So Socrates is about 10 seconds behind going into this stage. So that is an incredible comeback considering how level 1 and 2 went.
Yeah, I mean, both on the same screen, it's definitely still within range.
Oh no, he took a backwards boost and missed the cave skip.
That's a bit unfortunate. I'm not too certain what happened. I'm not sure if the activation was maybe a little bit early.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, Two-Snack getting a nice flaming alley.
He's going for the short whip this time.
Oh, okay. Do you think that's intentional, or was it just like a mistake in terms of like the heart count, perhaps? Because I can't imagine short whip is worth the time loss here.
I think he might have missed getting a big heart and just didn't have the hearts when he expected to.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Chakra is obviously well practiced with short whip. It's what all the top runners do for PB attempts. So it shouldn't be an issue. It just can make certain elements a little bit more scary. And if nothing goes wrong, I mean, it does save close 3/4 of a second. So it's still nice. It's bigger than Medusa crit.
So standard kill from Two-Snack. I would imagine we're going to see a crit attempt, but maybe not. Maybe the Chakra's just gonna have to go for it, and oh, here we go. Nice. That is the first Frank crit of the day.
Yeah, that was the good, nice solid pixel positioning. That might have even been the frame perfect setup. That was really good.
All right, here is where things get spicy.
This is where things get exciting. Hopefully. Let's see. I don't think stage 13 would put Chakra ahead, but it would make things very close again. Ooh, that looked promising. Oh, okay, not quite.
Yeah, I think maybe just one or two of those wiggles were off. That looked like it was alright, but...
Just all it takes is 1 or 2 frames to be off, and that can reduce the chances. I mean, the way scroll glitches work is things can be off slightly and still have like a certain percentage chance of working, like 50-50 or 25%, but yeah, it's sometimes quite hard to tell. We'll almost certainly go for advanced 14 here, though, you'd have to think.
Yeah, I think we'll see an attempt. I hope we see a success.
I mean, yeah, that might give Chakra a lead, or it would make things incredibly close. Let's see if Snack gets the race stage 14 again. Oh, doesn't get it this time, but that's fine, still has that commanding lead. Let's see how Chakra gets on. This is certainly a very crucial moment.
Alright, he gets the important part.
Yeah.
It would have been nice. It's so demoralizing, like last game, to see the ceiling and miss this one. But this it puts him up back on the same screen as Snack, a little behind, but that was a huge swing.
I think the rhythm might still have been good there from Chakra for the advanced part, but I do believe the starting pixel was off by 1, which can definitely mess everything up there. But luckily, still, as you said, got the important part, got the pillar 1, saved 7 seconds over Snack. And suddenly you'd have to say we're well within Dracula range now.
We're back in it for sure.
It's going to be very, very tense going into this last level here. Hopefully Death just plays nice for both runners.
Snack goes for a fast kill, very nice. Chakra opting to just be safe and whip him down.
Here's an idea. What if Chakra goes for stage 17? Could you see a world where this happens?
My mind would be blown.
Oh my.
I can't even imagine. It would be so awesome. Only if he gets it. If he went for it and got it, I missed it, I would be heartbroken.
Yeah, it's a risk. I think probably the safer play is just to keep it within Dracula range, I think, and just hopefully get a few cycles less than Snack and hope for the best there. Stage 17 is such a risky scroll glitch to go for.
I mean, it's so impressive when you watch it. Like some of JC's runs when he was doing it, it's absurd.
Well, let's see. Both runners just having a nice clean start here.
Oh, Snack misses the boost in 17.
Oh, I opened my mouth again. Oh dear. Okay, but that's not... Oh, gets hit again though. That is a bit of a problem. We'll have to go for the safety meet here.
Chakra does not.
Oh, and manipulates that Fleeman perfectly though. If he hadn't have got that crouch, then would have been down to just 1 hit, and Dracula would have been incredibly scary. Oh my goodness!
I can't believe what I'm seeing. How is this so close right now?
I'm on the edge of my seat right now. This is how have we made it to this point?
Oh my goodness! If this comes down to like a short whip miss on the 2 cycle.
I think Snack's slightly ahead, but this is literally 1 cycle of Dracula in it right now.
Goes for the pause buffer.
Okay, that's...
Snack is in the lead here.
Chakra saving it well though to stay in it. That would look really awkward for a second there, but Snack is on Cookie Monster first.
But he doesn't have a multiplier.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. There's no multiplier. Maybe some Tyson whips or something. Chakra's got the machine gun fight going really well.
Oh my gosh! Snack has this by a second. That might be a frame count. Their timers are like this. I don't know. Let's look at the race room.
My mind is blown. Yeah, the race time has Snack 2 seconds ahead of Chakra. But what? That you could not ask for anything more in Game 5 of a semi-final of a tournament from Castlevania. You could not ask for anything more than that.
My jaw is on the floor. This was you cannot ask for a better Game 5. My goodness.
And Chakra going for the pause buffer there on Dracula as well. I mean, it didn't quite work out. I mean, recovered quite well though. Like that looked really scary the way those crosses started flying. Like I thought that could have turned into a much worse fight than it was. So Shocker recovered that well, but Tusnek just really solid across the board there. Oh my goodness me.
Like, my heart is pounding. I can't imagine what these two runners are feeling
Yeah.
right now.
I'm nearly on the floor. I've nearly slipped out of my chair after that. My goodness me. So I think 2 seconds is enough of a gap to be sure. I guess that congratulations to Tusnek then I do believe.
Yeah, I think so.
That was incredible, absolutely incredible. What a performance by both speedrunners. That's a round of applause right there.
Absolutely, everybody just give props. This was fantastic games today.
Wow, I can't believe how close that was. That was like one trick in it. Like after all the back and forth of that race, just to be that close in the fifth game is quite something.
I honestly don't think that I can't recall personally a more exciting finish to a race. That was so. I mean, I guess there was a frame counted match between SPD Wolf and
Looks like we're being joined by Tusnek and Chakra.
Hey, welcome in, guys. GG's, absolutely phenomenal gameplay.
Huge GG's, that was incredible.
Hello, yeah, GG Chakra.
Yeah, GG's Tusnek. Boy.
That was so back and forth in every race there. How are you both feeling after that?
Emotionally damaged.
I'm pretty shaken. I was just telling Tusnek before we joined in here, my mental was shattered in the fourth race. I couldn't piece it back together.
I felt that you did a good job though, especially sort of recovering sort of around like level 3 and 4 and just really getting yourself back into it after that sort of shaky start at least.
Oh, almost every race today for me was a shaky start. I think in the third race or something, like my second race, I can't remember, like my watch just didn't activate on the bat. Like I lost like 10 seconds there. It's just a lot of little mistakes that added up hugely over the day.
Well, I mean, despite having those mistakes, I mean, you were right in it like every single time, and you recovered really well. It was very impressive to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like the only race that wasn't close was race 4. The rest of them were like down to it, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, we were both sort of losing our minds as you were both walking up to Dracula in game 5 of a semi-final at pretty much the same time.
Yeah, in the last race, I missed the bat boost twice, and I was like screaming to myself like, come on, dude. And then I don't know, I was actually surprised that I was able to be that close at the end.
I think you made some good decisions in there as well to sort of just no more sort of risks on like Medusa Crit and whatnot, just sort of solidify the race and sort of get back into it a little bit. Were there any sort of strategy changes from either of you between runs? Did you look at how a race went and made any adjustments at all?
I definitely did. I don't know. You know how like sometimes like your whip rhythm just isn't there, and you find the problem is I played a lot of Castlevania 2 this morning, and the whip rhythm's a little bit faster. It's 2 frames faster. So I found like I was not able to close almost any. I don't know if I got a single Medusa or Frank crit because like I would just get in there and like my movement felt very clunky and my whip rhythm felt really clunky. So for the last race, maybe even the last 2 races, I kind of just fell back to classic, holy water plus whip strats.
Yeah, as you pointed out, Wyvern, like I really just kind of went back to basics after like I just kept getting mistakes in that last one. Like I missed cave skip because I got knocked back from the bat, which like that actually shocked me because that hasn't happened to me in a very long time.
No,
yeah,
that was
sure what happened there.
Aside from when you had long whip and you almost impossible to make that. That was the only like cave skip that was missed of the entire day.
Yeah, I froze just a smidge too early, and I just didn't jump correctly, and I got knocked back. It was in a position where I could have made it. I just misjudged it.
Something I was curious about is how you decided which sort of variation of stage 14 to go for. Like, there was one of the early races, it was the race 14, then it was advanced, and then it was just regular 14. How did you sort of make that sort of decision?
Well, the first one was very much just kind of, I guess, testing the waters. Like, I was watching the race speed. I knew I had a lead after 13, so I didn't want to like risk it for the advanced 14. Like, going for it and just completely missing it is just a huge loss. Also, there are some situations where I knew that I was on like a potentially dangerous item, like the watch or the dagger. I'm very hesitant to go for advanced 14 in a race if I know I'm on that weapon, because sometimes that accident can drop that. So if that's the case, like I think there was one time where I just went for like standard 14 instead of that. It's because I knew I was on, like, I think I was on dagger or something.
Yeah, that's really well played by both of you. That was so incredible. I think so. That's Tusnik. You're moving on to the final now against Trisk. How are you feeling about that?
Bad. I was already getting pretty salty during the first 2 races. It's like I'm like, back in my day, we didn't have scroll glitches, you know. And I was just getting wrecked by them, and now I just get to go through that same emotional roller coaster again with Trisk and hope that he doesn't get too many of them.
Yeah,
that seems to be a big factor. But I mean, it doesn't like I don't mean to imply that if we weren't playing with scroll glitches that I would be ahead, but if somebody that's not going for scroll glitches is versing an opponent that is going for scroll glitches and they don't get them, they just lost time, you know, sometimes 1 or 2 seconds, depending on the 14 you go for, sometimes a lot more, you know, so it's, you know, it's just like the nature of, you know, spending a little extra time going for these risky strats that you're, against me, you're essentially just going to win if you get, so, you know, it's just kind of, from my perspective, it's like, it doesn't really matter what I do, I'm just hoping that they mess up, which
really, I mean,
feels awful.
Well, I mean, to be honest, yeah, like being able to know that you have scroll glitches in your pocket definitely kind of frees you up to, one, go for riskier strats, and also be able to kind of make up for sloppy play, like I had in like the early stages. Like having like the, you know, 8 or 9 seconds in your pocket is really good for that. But like really, it does kind of put pressure on someone who doesn't know or doesn't perform the scroll glitches to kind of play almost perfectly, but also like it doesn't forgive major mistakes, like as could be evidenced here. Like if like Trisk can be at Dracula at, you know, sub 11 pace, but if he doesn't nail that fight, he's going to end up with like a 13-minute time. You know, like in one sense, yeah, it makes a big difference, but kind of in the grand scheme, I don't feel like it's the huge deciding factor. You know, like a clean racer will win in either situation, I think.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see the dynamic as well. I mean, it's very similar to sort of the other semi-final between sort of Trisk and Freeland, between like the scroll glitch runner and the non-scroll glitch runner. It made for quite exciting races.
I called it out a few times today, like that Tusnek, you're really only going for like the very safe 14, because it's about half a second maybe if you miss it. And despite that, like Chakra's going for a lot of these really like big time saves, but you're playing basically immaculately. You came away with the win today because you didn't have any sloppy play. So it's very impressive. Like you played really well, and I think you definitely deserve the win today.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that, but you know, I still think that it still boils down to what the person that's doing the scroll glitches is able to do. You know, like you're right, Chakra. Like you know, if somebody is not going for scroll glitches, you know, they have to push hard, because the goal, if you're not going for the mental goal, is to give yourself enough of a lead to where you can absorb one scroll glitch, right? And try to still have it be up to Dracula. I think if you're not going for scroll glitches, your goal is to have Dracula be relevant. And that's, so, you know, I guess in that way, it feels like a massive factor, because if, you know, if you get 2, right? If you get 2, then it's pretty much like race 1. I had a really strong race. I think we both put up great times, and I had a great Dracula fight too. I think I got a 3 cycle, and you know, I lost by 6 seconds, and you got 13, and the race 14. You know, so like I couldn't even absorb one scroll glitch, or I couldn't absorb two scroll glitches, even if one is very small. I the most I could do is absorb one scroll glitch, and that's kind of out of my hands, you know, and that's rough. It's not out of my hands in that I could just quit being a baby and learn them, you know, but they're hard and they make my fingies hurt. I tried the apple method this morning, Wyvern, but it didn't work for me. My chat was suggesting that I say apple with an accent, and it didn't work either.
Sometimes they fail.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying too. Like, it feels like you're, without going for scroll glitches, you're kind of depending on your opponent to fail them, really.
And even Crusher Skip came very close. I think you got half of it in every single race, Shocker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think you did too. Every time I looked over, I saw that one block missing, the one that the stairs connect to. Every time.
The first 4 races, you got the first half of it. You couldn't go for it in 5, obviously.
Yeah, 5. I had to get axes because missed stopwatch.
Well, either way, this was a fantastic day of racing. Like, I was on the edge of my seat the whole day. This was great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, really GG's to both of you, and congratulations to Sneck and moving on to that final.
And thanks you guys for doing commentary, and thanks for the races, Chakra. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely, you too.
Yeah, any last words from either of you guys?
No, I'm good.
I look forward to watching the final.
Me too.
Woo.
Oh yeah, I got one. Watch out, Trisk, I'm coming for you.
Ooh.
P.S. Miss all the scroll glitches, please.
We'll put that in the trailer.
Okay, nice.
All right, thanks,
cool.
everybody.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.